Well, Anna, you ordered a stunt. We're doing balls on e-bikes, but we are not naked because we were shy.
So we give you the pizza hunks.
Whoa.
Because you know how in porn, pizza boys often deliver pizza and then they end up hanky-panky?
Yes.
And then, because no idea is a bad idea,
Yes.
my QR code's here.
Amazing. Amazing.
We've got an army of e-bikers to make sort of a parade.
There may be a few too many ideas, but there's a lot of enthusiasm.
It's a lot.
What do you think?
I hope Ponsonby's ready. I hope K Road is ready.
I don't know if Ponsonby or K Road is ready for 2 gay men at once.
Yeah.
Never before has this happened.
All right, guys, let's do this. 1, 2, 3.
Viva la Porn! Woohoo! Woohoo! Go, go, go!
Pizza hunks are out.
Hello. I think about 3 people have tried to use your QR code, Eli. Did it work?
It worked. Success. Pizza hunks, pizza hunks, pizza hunks.
Oh my God. This rain. Are you ready to talk to the biggest porn director / the only person who's made a studio porn we could have got hold of in New Zealand?
I actually can't believe it's about to happen.
Astrid Glitter.
Oh, we're gonna meet her.
In the epicenter of porn and naughty adult behavior in Auckland. Birkenhead. I'm not going to totally lose my cool in it.
It's okay if you do. I'll keep it together.
I might be going totally speechless.
You'll be fine.
Hi there, how are you? Come on, give us a hug.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Astrid Glitter.
I can't believe we found you.
So good.
I'm so glad you're here. Like, that's fantastic.
And a joy to also be able to sit down and properly watch John, because we heard of this film.
You know, I said to you I don't usually do interviews, and I don't, but it's actually really good to kind of talk about it now, 17 years later, because no one else has done it. And, you know, I was thinking it really deserves its place in the history of New Zealand film even, not just adult film.
1000% yes.
Anything pornographic or slightly adult is often erased from history, and that's why I'm like, you know, every other New Zealand film is so easy to find, and in this one, we couldn't track it down.
And it may seem a little bit strange that it was made by a woman as well.
That's what we are dying to know. So tell me, like, where did this idea come from to...
So I had been wanting to make a film for a long time. And then on the other side, I kind of was wanting to take control of what I would say is the last frontier of feminism, like owning sexuality and being it's okay to, I don't know, express yourself that way as well. Girls watch porn, like, girls like porn too. It's like, it's not just...
But it honestly would be surprising to so many people as well.
Yeah, I think so. And so I thought, you know, girls like it too. And so I thought, oh, yeah, girls like it too. Yeah.
Is that what glitter means?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where glitter comes from.
I love that.
Genius.
That is...
Oh, my God.
Wow, and Astrid?
Yeah.
Astrid's just Astrid?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's just fabulous. So the fun part was I did auditions for the cast as well. So everyone had to audition. Would you like to know what they had to do?
Yes.
I want to know what they had to do.
So they had to read a script. So they had to do part acting, and then they had to get a hard on stage.
What venue did you do the auditions in? When you say on stage, I'm imagining like.
Yes. Yeah. So.
The Civic.
Could do like X Factor, but like.
The Voice.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine though? You'd be like turned around like this, right? You'd be like this, and you'd be like. It'd be like boom.
So they had to get an erection on stage.
Yes, and some couldn't.
So
Yeah.
so like, what do you think would be the thing you feel like Kiwis should be talking about when we talk about porn?
Look, I think that when things are in the shadows, it is open for abuse. It is open for misunderstanding. And I think the value in talking about pornography means that you can create a society, one that is more open and accepting of everybody.
Are you saying we should bring porn out into the open?
I think it should be much more acceptable to say that you were watching porn last night or, whatever. And when you do that, you can start creating some guidelines around what is acceptable and what is not, right?
Do you have any dreams for the film, John, now? I know it didn't sell enough at the time. Do you have any aspirations for the film these days?
And I was actually inspired by you reaching out to me, in fact, because in some ways it was like even in my closet, it was like 17 years ago. But hang on a second, this is 100% New Zealand made and no one has ever done that before.
We have no idea.
Okay.
So we started this journey at the Classic, the comedy bar on Queen Street, because it used to be
I know.
porn cinema. Wow.
I know what used to happen at the Classic.
We have got the permission of Scott, who runs the Classic, to turn it back into its former glory. Would you do us the honour of allowing us to screen John at the porn cinema on Queen Street that we're going to create?
That would be fantastic. Sounds like a fantastic idea. So I have a question for you. What do you think porn's place is?
Oh my God, tables have turned. Yeah, for me, when it is good, it's fantasy. It's about eroticism.
Is there something that has surprised you in this process?
We've learned a lot about the gender power imbalance, and it's just like, it's like every industry, but there's just years of men being in control, and particularly for this, something that explores sexuality, everything's been filmed in the male gaze to get money from men as well,
And the fact that we had these blind spots because we weren't having this conversation with anyone else apart from each other, and sort of the...
That's actually a really interesting point that, explicit content, right? That would just be out there, you just turn it on and watch it.
I love this poster.
That's great.
Oh,
That's
stunning. We did it.
Looks so good.
Back to its former glory.
Yeah, it's great. All right, let's keep going.
Of this porn revolution for Chris and Eli! Welcome to Chris and Eli's porn revolution!
It is an honour to have you here in our makeshift porn cinema here on Queen Street.
That's right, because over the last 6 months, we've been kind of hustling away, meeting people, chatting to people, trying to come up with a simple call to action, sort of like 5, 6 words that could kind of get Aotearoa just feeling better about porn. And every time we thought we got there, we hadn't.
But we are feeling pretty confident about where we are now with the campaign. Drum roll, everyone. And we're ready to go. Get on top of See what we did there? It's like a, yeah, sort of.
On top. Yeah.
All right, so we've got what we've called our 5 top tips, but we've kind of condensed them into these little digestible chunks for you tonight.
That's right. And we thought the best way to present any information is, of course, through a TedXXX talk, ideas worth spreading. Wow.
Really?
Turns out you can't take a polar fleece off in a sexy way.
Yeah. It is.
All right.
Here we are. Before we kind of kicked off, we of course did a survey. So
We talked to about 250 people. What sort of porn are they watching?
great question.
And I learned a little trick with the clicker. Watch this.
We've got like 19% Google search, 35% erotic literature.
Reading porn. Yes.
A lot of 54% on Pornhub, which brings us to our top tips.
That's right. We got 5 top tips to help get you on top of porn.
All right, here we go. Number
Chris,
1.
do the first one.
Number 1, find out where your porn comes from. Okay, so as we found out, over half of our group get their porn from Pornhub. But we need to be aware of where that porn on Pornhub has come from.
Yeah, what was really interesting to us, and one of the first things we learned when we started talking to people in the industry, like Cassie, who I think is here tonight. Yeah. We found out that Pornhub is owned by a huge company called MindGeek. They also own RedTube. They also own YouPorn.
Yeah, MindGeek is a massive conglomerate that's built its business off piracy and exploitation of sex workers. If you can find out where your porn comes from and think about, whether that aligns with your values. Yeah? All right, next top tip.
Point number 2. Remember, mainstream online porn is not sex education. Now, very important to say, we made this show and this campaign for adults, but we felt like we couldn't have this conversation without discussing youth and their relationship with porn as well.
If no one is talking about sex in your education system, you've got obvious questions, and when you want to figure out the answer to those questions, if no one's talking about it, you've got to turn to porn, aren't you?
So we think this is kind of a simple reminder that helps young people think critically about what they're watching without placing any judgment on them.
So it's all about lowering the temperature of these conversations.
Which actually is not just advice for young people. Like everything we discuss in the second episode, which is about young people, it's actually good advice for adults as well.
We could do it now.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Hey, I have started paying for my porn on OnlyFans, Eli.
Oh, that's great. Found any good deals?
Oh, yeah. I'll send you some links.
Cool, low temperature conversation.
Okay, next top tip. Listen to yourself. You define your relationship with porn. Oh, okay. So look, when we started this exploration, of course, we just turned to mainstream media about how porn has been discussed in the news. And we started noticing sort of themes and buzzwords that keep popping up. Addiction, erectile dysfunction.
And all of this is kind of like harm-based language, but from our experience, people watch porn for all sorts of reasons. They might just be feeling curious. Then you might be bored. You might be horny, even, potentially.
What's that? Never heard of it.
I don't know. I don't know either. We didn't do that research. But also, you could be watching it because you're feeling maybe like depressed or even anxious. Not that that necessarily is like the wrong time to watch porn, but it's important to think, why am I doing this now? Because porn might not be the thing to satisfy how you're feeling. All right. Explore what you like in a variety of mediums. Pleasure is the purpose. Now, when we see the word pornography, we often think of just one type of pornography, the sort of stuff you might see on Pornhub. It's very male-gazy. It's designed to keep you on their website. Keep clicking. It's often very short, and it's often not very satisfying to watch.
But if we think about what we're into, we can find out that there is actually a whole range of content that's been made by a whole bunch of people who really care and love what they're making, and they really want to get you off.
We actually got a huge scoop because we spoke to the legendary Erica Lust in the show. She's an independent porn director with an online empire of ethically made feminist porn, and she summed it up pretty well. She said, pleasure is the purpose. And we took that, copied it, and put it in our
It's our idea.
It's our idea.
Okay, this is a big one.
This is a doozy.
This is what we're excited about. Pay for your porn.
Because when you pay for your porn, you're more likely to get something that is made by people who want to make it and they enjoyed making it. And there's probably a culture of consent and respect there where the workers are being paid and treated fairly.
It's funny, free porn is a relatively new concept, but it's quickly, caught on, and it's become an expectation now that porn should be free, which really devalues the work of sex workers.
That's been a big journey for us because we'll admit it, we used to be free porn boys.
Yeah.
And now we realise, whoops.
And my dad is doing my accounts.
So, that's the end of the boring TedXXX talk. Time to get into the horny stuff. Yeah. Without further ado, we present to you
John.
Good morning, beautiful.
Yeah, morning.
I made breakfast. I hope you like eggs.
But that'd be really nice, but I can't. I've got to stop at home before I go to work, Thanks for breakfast.
This place is awesome. I'm cool with you having sex with guys. Protected sex. Women, no. But guys, yeah.
I'm an easy lay, that's what they all say. Right way up, sideways and diagonal, I'm the right way up.
You could, get undressed.
Would it be totally naughty if you called in sick?
Yes.
So you will?
Oh, yes.
One more round of applause, everyone, for Astrid Glitter!
Yes!
Congratulations!
Do whatever I want, and I even started my own company to help produce films for other girls. Oh, nice. Yeah. One more.
Get on top of porn!
Chris, we did it.
We did it. It was honestly such a crazy cool event.
And we've just been driving from place to place and meeting people and being intense chat and then move on, and then to see all them together in one room, connecting and talking about their shared experiences and their different experiences.
So nice. We really were dressed so sexless.
Those polar fleeces, oh my gosh. When we were just about to go in and I was looking at you in a polar fleece, I was like, how's this gonna go? But are we good? Oh my God.
It was a lot to get through, honestly, and I was like, I don't really know how this is gonna go down. And then for a moment I was like, is this super factual and boring? But then the energy in the room was people were excited, and I was like, this is actually very supportive of porn in a way that's also critical and aware, but not it was a very judgment-free zone.
No, we've started something.
Yes.
And it's always been about starting something. It's never been about finishing. It's like one of those Pornhub videos where you don't see them come.